Hi, welcome back to Game Geeks. I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Welcome to Season 2. What we have for you today, Delta Green Eyes Only. Now, Delta Green Eyes Only. There's a little bit of story behind this, so bear with me as I wax poetical for a moment. Delta Green came out in the late 90s, and I was very fortunate to get my hands on one of the first copies, and it enthralled me. I got my hands on the Delta Green Countdown, which was really the second book that they put out. Now, after that, there have been 2 or 3 works of fiction and a series of chapbooks, which were smaller books focusing in on specific sections of the Delta Green universe that were published. The issue with these were they were very limited runs. They were sold only by Pagan Publishing, directly from Pagan Publishing, and once they were gone, they were gone. And they've sort of become legendary and mythical, and every now and then one of them will crop up on eBay, and the bidding will be fierce, and then they disappear for a while. Well, this year, in 2007, Arc Dream Publishing has combined all 3 of the chapbooks into one hardbound book you see before you here. Now, these are The Machinations of the Mi-Go, which is one of the alien races of the Cthulhu mythos that figures prominently in the Delta Green setting, sort of more about them, their biology, their society, their technology, and more just tidbits to deal with them. Secondly, we had The Fate, which deals with a very in-depth discussion of probably the biggest occult-based conspiracy and villain, enemy, whatever you want to call it, that your players will face if they stray less from the conspiracy and more into the occult. Finally, it deals with Project Rainbow, which really drives home what the folks at Pagan Publishing, the original publishers of these chapbooks, did best. You saw a lot of this in Delta Green Countdown. You saw a lot of it in Delta Green. I think this is at its finest here. They take real-world legends, real-world myths, real-world conspiracy theories and urban legends, and really spin them through the Cthulhu mythos. Tiger Transit was an example of that in Delta Green Countdown, which brought in a lot of the mythos with Air America and other issues that were going on in the late 90s. With Project Rainbow, one of the big, most common staples of conspiracy theory fiction, the Philadelphia Experiment, it fuses it in perfectly with the mythos and the Chilling Gas Resonator, which you'll remember from stories like From Beyond or the odious film of the same name. It's up to you. I don't recommend it. Anyway, it really brings these together with several adventures to sort of highlight each one of these individually. It deals with how to bring Delta Green a bit more up to date, because most of Delta Green was published before the attack on the World Trade Center on September 11th. Obviously, a lot of how government investigation, federal officers work, has changed since that date. This gives you some idea, this gives you a section or an appendix giving you some idea on how to use that situation or how the world has changed since then in your Delta Green game. It's a rather touchy subject, which I think they handle very, very well. Folks, I am very, very excited to have my hands on this book. These chapbooks are things that I have been wanting, desiring even, for a very long time. This is a great publication for them. It really brings into focus 3 of the most interesting areas of the Delta Green setting, the Mi-Go, the Fate, and sort of how you can use existing Lovecraftian work or Cthulhu work with modern conspiracy theory and modern events. I cannot recommend this highly enough if you like playing Call of Cthulhu and if you love the Delta Green setting. Get your hands on this as quickly as you can, because once this is gone, it may also disappear like those 3 chapbooks did. So, be aware that it's there and get it as fast as you can, because if you like Delta Green, this is the book for you. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact us at knwiegel@yahoo.com. For Game Geeks, I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Good day and good gaming.